Today on Whiskey and the Writings, we're going to do a look back on 2025 and see all the great things that were happening and what will happen in 2026. So get ready. Here we go. Whiskey and the Writings is a place for the skeptic, the seeker, those who still believe, but maybe just not like they used to. A place where you can feel free to ask questions and be safe wrestling with your faith. We're so glad that you're here. So, whatever you have in front of you, pour your drink. Let's get started. Oh man, look at this amazing new set. I am so excited to show you what I've been working on over the past couple weeks to get ready for 2026. And we have a new studio setup. For those that don't know, this is kind of like been my office slash studio for recording in our house. This is a bedroom. In fact, as the kids were growing up, this was one of my kids' bedroom. Well, both of them had this room as a bedroom at one point. And as they've moved on and moved out, we've converted this into my office slash YouTube studio. And I've made some rearrangements in how I actually set this space up. And so you can see in this picture that this is what it looks like now. This is my normal working space. And yet we've turned it into a new style and setup for you. So I've got behind me, as you can see right here, I've got behind me our Whiskey and the Writings plaque that was made for me by Josh King. We've got my different books all set up behind me that I've used throughout the years for study, thinking, and growing in my academic part of my career. I got my whiskey over here and I'm all set up and I'm so excited to show you this. And before we get into kind of the real reason, hopefully it looks really cool. I hope it looks more professional as a studio than what I had before, where I had to put curtains up on a closet door in the bedroom to kind of block make it look a little bit better. But I think this looks a little more official, looks a little bit more like a studio. And so I'm really excited to show that to you. Today we're drinking some whiskey that I found on the shelf a few weeks ago and just have fallen in love with it. In fact, this is such a great whiskey. I actually bought it and gave it away as gifts this year. My brother-in-law Josh got one of them, and it is so good, and it was so surprising. Now, I want to tell you a little bit about this. This is a Ben Holiday. It's just what caught my eye was a couple things, because every now and then I go to the liquor store and I look for something new, something I've not tried before. And there are certain things that I look for that stand out to me, things that I know I like. And so I look for those in certain bottles. And if you've been a friend of the channel for any period of time, you know that I love a good bottled in bond whiskey bourbon. And so sure enough, I was looking on the shelves and I saw a bottled in bond. So that tells me a couple things. It tells me about its quality. It tells me about its proof. And so I got really excited. I saw bottled bond and I've never seen a Ben Holiday before. It has a cool graphic, a nice little seal on the top. I thought was kind of fun that you have to break the seal to open it up. And it's 100 proof, just as you would expect from a bottled in bond. It's a 6-year, so it's been distilled for a little while. It has information on the side. It was distilled in spring of 2017, and this was bottled in July of 2024. So it's been aged 6 years in a new charred oak barrel. So that's super rad. And there's a couple things when you drink a bottled in bond that you come to expect. And one of them is the high proof. It's always got lots of flavor. That's part of the certificate of being a bottled in bond. But it has a bit of a bite because of the high proof essentially. And so I expected that when I poured my drink. And the first time I took a sip, I was floored at the flavor. It didn't have a strong bite. It didn't have a strong kick to the mouth. It just was super smooth and tons of flavor. And I just fell in love. So that's what I'm drinking on this video. And so whatever you have in front of you, pour your drink, grab your glass. I have my Whiskey and the Writings tumbler. And whatever you got in front of you, drink responsibly. Cheers. Let's get into it. I'm going to move this over kind of out of the side. Okay. So today we're doing a look back on this past year. Can you believe it's been an entire year of Whiskey in the Writings? We started this channel in the last, we made a special video in December to kind of like, hey, get ready, it's coming. But we officially launched the first Monday in January. And we have been releasing videos every single week this entire year. And I'll share why that's important to me in a little bit. But there's just a lot that we can celebrate, and it's all because of you. I started this channel primarily because over the course of 25 years of teaching the Bible to people, I've just there have been so many people that through the years have mentioned that they would like more of the kind of things that I talk about. And so there was a part of me that I knew that there were things in me that I wanted to say that people haven't heard before, ideas and thoughts that I have. So that's part of it. I knew that there were some people that had encouraged me to do something like this in the past. The second reason why this channel exists is because I have a lot of thoughts and ideas about the Bible, about faith, about Jesus that doesn't fit working at a church. You see, I've worked at a church for about 20 years of my career, working on staff at churches, and the kind of thing that I want to talk about doesn't usually fit your typical type of church. They want certain things to happen on Sunday morning, certain conversations to take place. They plan out different topics and just stuff that's just not me. And I like to dive deep. I like to wrestle with tough questions, and that just doesn't work for a Sunday morning format. And so I knew I needed to step out of that place of working on staff at a church so that I could have the freedom just to blurt out the things that I want to talk about. So that's the second reason why this channel exists. The third reason this channel exists is because I know there are many of you that are like me, that want to think deeply about the Bible, and maybe your church history or church hurt or trauma has caused you to walk away from faith. You've actually begin to question and doubt the Bible and Jesus as a whole, because one, you've either seen the abuse, or two, you've been taught to read it through a certain lens that needs to be challenged and reframed. And so this is a space where we can do that together. So, those are the reasons why we started this channel. And I remember when I was thinking about like, what should I do with the channel that talks about, because there's so many channels out there that you can go to that talk about things about the Bible, people that are smarter than me, bigger names than me, lots of different resources out there. So what's my channel going to do to make some noise in the space? Well, I thought, well, I'm going to combine the two things I love. One is obviously talking about the Bible and faith and Jesus, all that stuff. The other thing I love is whiskey. I love drinking bourbon and talking about my faith. One of the things that our group of friends, there's different environments I'm around where we sip on bourbon and we just talk and we ask questions and we research and we think deeply together about our faith. And so I thought, what if I just did that for a channel, and thus birthed Whiskey and the Writings. And so I've been so happy with what this channel has been able to do. And I want to share with you some of the things that we can celebrate about this channel. And so this isn't going to be an episode where I dive into a theological concept or an idea. This is a video to look back at 2025, celebrate some wins, and then talk about what we're going to do different in 2026. And you're not going to want to miss that at the end of this video. We're going to talk about what to look forward to. We got some really rad stuff coming down your way. So let's do a look back. I got my analytics. When you make a YouTube channel, you can have what's called YouTube Studio, which is like your analytics for your channel to tell you how it's performing. And there's some certain things that I think are really cool. So again, we started this channel in January of 2025, and as of now, on December 28th of 2025, the last video of the year, we have 339 subscribers. 339 339 people have clicked subscribe on for this channel who now get the weekly updates, and the shorts that I make get sent right to their feed intentionally. Now, I don't even know that many people. So for me, I'm just so thankful for the many people that went, you know what, I'm going to find out what this thing's about. And you took a risk, you took a chance on me. And I hope that you're enjoying what you're getting so far. But 339 people have said yes to this channel, and I can't wait to see what 2026 brings. If we grow at the same rate, if we start to see exponential growth, I just, who knows what's going to happen, but I'm along for the ride. So thank you to all of you who hit subscribe on our videos, and now you're a part of the community. You're a part of the family of Whiskey and the Writings. Some other cool things to think about when it comes to this channel is there are views. How many people have actually viewed our channel, the content on our channel? And as of now, again, I'm dating this episode, but December 28th of 2025, we've had 87,499 people view content on this channel. Like 87,000 people have seen Whiskey and the Writings in some capacity, whether it be a video or a short. And I'm just over the moon on that. You know, it'd been cool to say 100K, but that day's coming real quick as this channel begins to grow. We've seen just a scaling up of subscribers and viewership. And so that to me means a lot. And I just want to thank you so very much. A couple cool things about the viewership. There were some pieces of content that we created that did really well in 2025. For instance, I was making shorts, and we had a bunch of shorts that we made. There was a short that got 6,100 views, just over 100, but 6,000 plus views for one short. That means 6,000 people were scrolling and saw my short long enough for it to be counted in my analytics. I think that's incredible. We had a short that saw 3,200 views. It just was really rad to see that. When it comes to the videos that we had made, and the highest performing video, like long form content video, let's get to that content here. The top videos that were made, I'm going to go lifetime, was a video that I made called "I Believe in God, but I Don't Trust the Church." That video alone, which is a long form content video, is probably an hour long. That video alone saw 1,300 people watch that video for any duration, right? That's not saying they saw it from beginning to end, but they saw it long enough for YouTube to count it as a part of the viewership. I made a video, long form content video called "Feel Like You Don't Belong in Church? You Might Be Closer to Jesus Than You Think." Kind of a long title, but that saw 849 people watched that video. Just incredible to see that kind of stuff happen. When it comes to the community, people that engaged with the content on the channel, boy, that was all over the map. I got a lot of really encouraging things said through comments on videos, some really cool questions that were asked at different times in certain videos. And I also got a lot of hate, which you got to expect, right? I'm making content. I'm putting myself out there, a very vulnerable thing to make videos where you say things that aren't always going to be popular in mainstream Christianity. And so I got a lot of people pushing back in kind ways, and I saw people pushing back in unkind ways. And if you remember, if you've been following the channel at any period of time, there was a bit of season there where I was making response videos where I would show a comment on one of the videos and I would make a response to it. And that was a lot of fun. A lot of people enjoyed that too. But all that to say, there was just a lot of engagement, a lot of people watching the content, commenting on the content, and that just means the world to me. Again, good or bad, the people are engaging. They're either getting frustrated at what I'm saying and they're pushing back, or they're being encouraged by what I'm saying, and all of that for me is like, yeah, let's engage in the conversation. If you're frustrated, let me know. If you think I'm crazy, let me know. I'd love to talk to you about it, and have dialogue. And so the community aspect has been really cool to see take place. And I've been so thankful for all the kind words that have been said. These are people I have no idea who they are. Right? It's one thing for my mom to get on and say, "Hey, good job, Joe." I don't know if my mom watches any of this, so mom, if you're watching, leave a comment. I'd love to know. But people I don't know that are responding with kind words, uh, saying how thankful they are that they came across this channel. And so, uh, really cool that it's doing something and people are engaging with it. Again, 339 subscribers, 85,000 views, and just countless hours watched and engaged with. Is something that I'm very proud of, and I couldn't do it without you. It just means that you care, and it gives me motivation to keep going into year two. I just want to reflect on a couple things real quick before we get into what's coming your way in 2026. Hopefully, you haven't skipped over all of this yet to that part, but I just want to reflect for a second and talk about some things that I've learned along the way. So for me, this has been a journey because it was risky. I quit a job that I cared about, in a community that I cared about, and this past year has been really tough because the leadership of that community didn't respond well to me leaving, and almost see the content I make as something of a threat because I haven't been invited back. And if I do go back, I have to sign something that says I won't teach certain things. And so that was an extremely difficult thing to go through. And yet I kept plugging away. Um, I, it was important for me to stick to what I believe needed to happen in this channel, which is to say there needs to be a space for people to wrestle and to ask the kinds of questions that most Christian leaders don't want to sit and wrestle with you over. They want you to quickly believe what they believe and move on and stop being a distraction. And I just want to say that's not Jesus. And I've learned a lot about in myself my ability to continue to make this content in spite of the difficulty of this past year. Um, you know, it's been a tough year, and this has been a saving grace for me. This has been something that has gotten me through a difficult period that I didn't think was going to be difficult. And lo and behold, life punches you in the face, and there are people in your life that you think are going to be there, and then they're not. And then what do you do with that? So it's been an interesting year for me personally to grow and to continue to put out content. And when I made this channel, I had no grandeur of oh, I'm going to go viral and all these things were going to happen. I didn't know what was going to happen, but I did know I wanted to do two things with this channel in this first year. Number one, I wanted to make a video every single week. And that was a goal of mine, to make a video every single week, to never miss a week. And guys, we didn't miss a week. This is the 52nd video of Whiskey and the Writings. We released a video every single week this year, and I'm extremely proud of that because I'm someone who gets distracted by shiny lights and things off to the side very easily, or new projects and ideas and thoughts. And so the fact that I was able to exhibit discipline in making a video every single week is just something I'm extremely proud of. And I learned a lot about myself and my ability to be determined, to be resolute, to be consistent. And so that was important for me. The other thing that was important for me was I had a goal to improve one thing on every video. So those are my two goals: make a video every week and improve one thing on every video. And so if you've been following the channel over the course of these 52 weeks, you'll notice that I'll go for a little bit and then I'll make a change, whether that's changing how I do thumbnails, whether that's changing how I do titles, whether that's changing colors and backgrounds and in microphones. But my goal was to improve something every video. And I worked on that all year long. And so I think we have a pretty quality product, and I'm pretty proud of that. And I'm excited for this coming year and some of the things that we're going to do as well to continue down that path. So I'm going to carry that forward in 2026. We're going to release a video every single week, and we're going to improve one thing on every video. That's my commitment to you. And we're going to continue to learn and grow together. So what's in store for 2026? Y'all, this is going to be good. So there are a couple things that I want to talk about for this portion. First, I want to talk about something I am so excited about. We have this new studio, and the reason why I redid the room into this format, one of the reasons is because it looks much better than what I was producing before, but also it allows me an opportunity to do new things on this channel. And one of those new things that we're going to do is in 2026, we are going to have in-person interviews. I'm going to start bringing in people to have conversations with, have a glass of bourbon with, and we're going to have a drink together, and we're just going to talk and explore faith. These are people that are in my life that I find very interesting and fascinating. Some of these people I may agree with, some I don't. And that's the point, is to enter into a conversation and dialogue where we explore topics together from different perspectives of life and faith. And so I have a schedule already of people I want to bring in to Whiskey in the Writings in 2026, an entire year of people. So once a month, I'm going to release a video that will be an interview based, a conversation based with someone else in the room. And so I'm super stoked for that. So part of that is that this studio allows me, I can move this desk back a little bit further, which then widens the shot, and I can have a person here and I can have a person here that we're able to have a conversation together. And so super stoked. 2026, we're bringing in interviews. That's something that people have commented on that they wish I would do, where I would actually engage in a conversation with someone. So I'm going to be doing that. So once a month interviews, we're going to try it out in 2026. We're going to see how well it does. I don't know if it'll work. Again, this is kind of the trial and error thing, but these are just people I find fascinating that we're going to have different topics with each guest that we're going to explore deeper, both in the text, but also in their experience and their learning and their growth, what they've gone through and how they think about the things that we're talking about. So that's coming in 2026. I can't wait for our first interview in January. In addition to that, Whiskey in the Writings is a part of a much bigger organization called Stories of Tove. And so if you've not heard me talk about that on previous episodes, just letting you know that Whiskey in Writings is a sub content that exists underneath a greater company. And Stories of Tove is a ministry that my wife and I started that does a couple things. One, it does content like this, Whiskey in the Writings. And two, it does Barstool Theology, which is a local meetup here in the Treasure Valley where we come together and we actually practice the things we do on this channel, where we write down questions, we explore them together. It's an amazing thing that we do here in the Valley. A lot of people have found a lot of value in it. We're expanding that in 2026. We're going to be doing a Boise proper location for more people to be a part of Barstool Theology. So look forward to that. And maybe one day, 2027, 2028, we start expanding Barstool Theologies in your neck of the woods. But that's getting ahead of myself just a little bit. But Stories of Tove is a place where you can go that continues the conversation of exploring our faith and growing in the questions that we have about the Bible, about Jesus, and how that matters to me, or should it matter to me. And so one of the ways that you can be a part of that community of Stories of Tove is by signing up for the email form that we have on the website. So if you look at the comments on this video, or not the comments, but in the description of this video at the very top, we have a link that will take you to a landing page on Stories of Tove Whiskey in the Writings, that's Whiskey in the Writings centric and focused for you to explore the different things that we have on Whiskey in the Writings and what the purpose of the show is about, but also for you to sign up to be a part of the ongoing community of Whiskey in the Writings slash Stories of Tove. And so I want to encourage you to go and explore that and sign up. What'll happen when you do is that you'll get weekly emails starting in 2026 from me that will be short form thoughts and ideas to get your brain thinking about something maybe you'd never considered before in regards to your faith or in regards to the Bible. It's not something that's meant like to be long form that takes a lot of time, but every week you'll get an email that will show up in your inbox if you sign up, that will have a way to engage into the conversation of your faith and to think maybe a little bit different than you might have in the past. In addition to that, there'll be a monthly email that goes out that just celebrates, shares information, and gives some additional thoughts that I have around faith and the conversation of the Bible, and even maybe commentary on what I see happening in our Christian faith today, and some of the abuse that I see happening in ways that maybe we can remedy that. So that is a email way to engage with the greater community of Stories of Tove and Whiskey in the Writings. And so if all you know is Whiskey in the Writings and you're here, great, thank you. I'm so glad you're here. But I also want to encourage you to take another step. Head to the website, sign up to get the newsletters. We'd love for you to be a part of this greater community, engage with you. And so some really cool things happening in 2026. Whiskey in the Writings, we're going to be doing interviews in addition to the great content that you've enjoyed and liked and subscribed to already, in addition to bringing greater awareness to Stories of Tove, this community of people that are wanting deep, more rich and meaningful conversations about our faith beyond the walls of what we see and experience on a Sunday morning. And so if that's you, I'd love you to be a part of this community. That being said, I couldn't be more thrilled for where we're at as a channel and where I hope to go in 2026 with this channel. We got a lot of great things in store for you, and hopefully something that you feel led to share with someone else. Maybe there's someone in your life or in your sphere of influence that might want to know about a channel like this, where we drink bourbon together and we think about the Bible in new and clever ways. So if that's you, like, subscribe. I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this journey that we're on together. And I cannot wait to see what happens in 2026. That being said, cheers to you. We'll see you next year.